Well, now at 5:30, Florida is one giant zoo of alien species, and one invasive fish is building quite the home with mysterious holes showing up alongside Florida's riverbanks.
Florida, a paradise known for its stunning beaches, vibrant culture, and rich biodiversity. But beneath the sunny skies and lush landscapes, a hidden crisis is unfolding. Invasive species have taken root, threatening the delicate balance of Florida's ecosystems and endangering native wildlife. The introduction of non-native species disrupts food chains, outcompetes local flora and fauna, and can even lead to the extinction of vulnerable native species. Today, we're diving deep into 6 invasive animals in Florida that none other than Elon Musk warns are causing havoc and need to be removed from this beautiful state. Burmese pythons. First on our list is the infamous Burmese python, a reptile that has captured the attention of conservationists and residents alike. Native to Southeast Asia, Burmese pythons were originally brought to the United States as exotic pets. Unfortunately, a combination of escapes and irresponsible releases has allowed these large snakes to establish themselves in Florida, particularly in the Everglades. These snakes are not only impressive in size, growing up to 20 feet long, but they are also extremely effective predators. With no natural enemies in Florida, Burmese pythons have quickly risen to the top of the food chain. They prey on a variety of native wildlife, including birds, mammals, and even alligators, leading to dramatic declines in native populations. Studies have shown that populations of raccoons, opossums, and bobcats have decreased by over 90% in certain areas of the Everglades due to the predation pressure from pythons. The impact of their presence is staggering. Not only do they threaten native species, but they also alter the ecosystem dynamics by removing key predators and prey from the environment. This imbalance can result in a cascade of effects that disrupt entire ecosystems, making recovery difficult. Efforts to control their population have included public hunting events, state-sponsored removal programs, and even the use of tracking technology to locate and capture them. However, these efforts are complicated by the snake's elusive nature and vast range, making management a daunting task. The sheer scope of the problem has left many conservationists concerned about the future of Florida's native wildlife. Green iguanas. Next, we turn our attention to the green iguana, a species that has made itself at home in Florida, particularly in urban and suburban areas. Native to Central and South America, green iguanas were once popular pets due to their striking appearance and docile nature. However, as many owners became overwhelmed with their care, countless iguanas were released into the wild, where they quickly adapted and thrived. Today, these lizards can be found basking in backyards, parks, and along roadsides throughout South Florida. While they may appear harmless, green iguanas are far from it. Their burrowing habits can lead to significant damage to sidewalks, seawalls, and even the foundations of homes. The sheer force of their digging can cause structural integrity issues, leading to costly repairs for homeowners and municipalities alike. Additionally, green iguanas are voracious eaters and will consume a wide variety of plants, including vegetables and ornamental plants, which has serious implications for local agriculture and landscaping. Reports indicate that green iguanas can cause millions of dollars in damages each year. Moreover, their presence poses a risk to native species as they compete for resources and habitat. The invasive green iguana's adaptability has enabled it to thrive in various environments, leading to increased competition for food and shelter with native reptiles. Green iguanas are prolific breeders. Females can lay up to 70 eggs annually, leading to rapid population growth. Without effective management strategies, the green iguana population is likely to continue its expansion, further stressing Florida's delicate ecosystems. The ecological consequences are far-reaching, affecting everything from soil integrity to the health of local plant communities. Nile monitor lizards. Now, let's discuss the Nile monitor lizard, a species that has become increasingly common in Florida, particularly around canals and wetlands. These large, powerful reptiles are native to Africa, where they serve as top predators. In Florida, they were introduced through the exotic pet trade, and much like the other invaders, they escaped or were released. Nile monitors are impressive animals, capable of reaching lengths of 7 feet or more. Their size and strength make them formidable predators, and they have a diverse diet that includes small mammals, birds, fish, and even eggs. The impact of Nile monitors on Florida's ecosystems is concerning. They pose a direct threat to native wildlife by preying on vulnerable species and competing for food resources. Reports indicate that Nile monitors have been observed raiding the nests of endangered bird species, as well as consuming the eggs of native reptiles. Their adaptability and intelligence make them challenging to control. They can thrive in various habitats, from urban areas to natural environments. Efforts to manage Nile monitor populations have included public awareness campaigns and removal programs, but success has been limited. They're quick, cunning, and often escape capture, leading many conservationists to fear that without significant intervention, Nile monitors will continue to spread throughout the state. Their ability to survive in diverse environments means that these lizards can pose a threat not only to wildlife, but also to agricultural interests, further complicating Florida's management of invasive species. Tegu lizards. Another invasive reptile of concern is the tegu, a large lizard native to South America. Tegus have become established in Florida's landscape, particularly in areas with abundant food and shelter. These lizards can grow up to 4 feet long and have a diet that includes fruits, insects, and small animals. What sets tegus apart is their omnivorous nature. They will eat just about anything they can find. This adaptability allows them to thrive in a variety of habitats, including suburban areas where they often raid gardens and yards. Tegus are a significant threat to Florida's native wildlife. They're known to consume the eggs of endangered species, such as the American crocodile and nesting sea turtles, posing a direct risk to their populations. The predation on native eggs further compounds the challenges faced by these vulnerable species, making recovery efforts more difficult. Additionally, tegus compete with native species for food, potentially displacing vulnerable populations of smaller reptiles and mammals. Efforts to manage tegu populations have included trapping and removal programs, but their rapid reproduction and adaptability make controlling their numbers a complex issue. Florida's wildlife agencies encourage residents to report sightings and participate in removal efforts, but ongoing public education is crucial to preventing future introductions and ensuring the survival of Florida's native wildlife. The challenge lies not only in managing existing populations, but also in preventing new ones from establishing themselves in the wild. Cuban tree frogs. Next, we have the Cuban tree frog, a small amphibian that has become one of Florida's most pervasive invasive species. Native to the Caribbean, these frogs made their way to Florida through the pet trade and accidental introductions. Although they are not very large, measuring about 4 to 5 inches, Cuban tree frogs are highly aggressive and compete with native frogs for food and habitat. They pose a unique threat to Florida's native frog populations, as they have been known to consume them, leading to declines in native species. Cuban tree frogs also produce a toxic secretion that can irritate human skin, making them a nuisance to residents. Their rapid reproduction allows them to establish large populations quickly, making management efforts increasingly challenging. The rapid colonization of Cuban tree frogs in Florida's diverse ecosystems raises alarms among conservationists, who fear long-term ecological consequences. Public awareness campaigns aim to educate residents about the risks posed by these frogs and encourage reporting sightings to help manage their populations. Failure to address this invasive species could result in significant declines in native amphibian diversity. Lionfish. Finally, we arrive at one of the most visually stunning yet ecologically harmful invasive species in Florida's waters, the lionfish. Native to the Indo-Pacific, lionfish were first spotted in Florida waters in the 1980s, likely due to aquarium releases. They are beautiful fish, adorned with striking stripes and venomous spines, but their presence in Florida's waters is alarming. Lionfish are voracious predators, consuming a wide range of fish and invertebrates, including many native species. They have no natural predators in Florida, allowing their populations to explode. The ecological consequences of lionfish invasion are severe. By preying on juvenile fish that are crucial for the health of coral reef ecosystems, lionfish disrupt the delicate balance of these habitats. Coral reefs depend on a healthy population of herbivorous fish to control algae growth. Without them, coral can suffocate under an overwhelming algal bloom, leading to coral degradation and loss of biodiversity. In response to the lionfish crisis, Florida has launched various initiatives aimed at controlling their populations. Spearfishing tournaments and public education campaigns have encouraged divers and fishermen to hunt lionfish and consume them, promoting them as a culinary delicacy. While these efforts have seen some success, managing lionfish populations remains a challenging task, requiring ongoing commitment and innovative solutions. The ecological implications of their presence cannot be understated, as the health of Florida's marine ecosystems hangs in the balance. In summary, these 6 invasive species, Burmese pythons, green iguanas, Nile monitors, tegu lizards, Cuban tree frogs, and lionfish, each pose unique and serious threats to Florida's ecosystems, economy, and even public safety. Their presence disrupts natural habitats, threatens native species, and creates significant challenges for conservation efforts. The impacts of invasive species are far-reaching, affecting everything from local wildlife to agricultural productivity and infrastructure integrity. Managing these invasive populations is not just the responsibility of wildlife agencies. It requires the collective effort of residents, businesses, and organizations across Florida. The key to combating invasive species lies in prevention, early detection, and public education. By informing the public about the dangers of releasing exotic pets, supporting local conservation efforts, and reporting sightings of invasive species, we can all contribute to protecting Florida's unique ecosystems. In recent years, Elon Musk has become increasingly vocal about the critical environmental challenges facing our planet, including the urgent issue of invasive species. While his primary focus has often centered on climate change and sustainable energy, Musk has recognized that invasive species pose a significant threat to biodiversity and ecosystems, particularly in vulnerable regions like Florida. Florida's unique climate and diverse ecosystems make it a hotspot for invasive species, which can wreak havoc on native flora and fauna. Musk has pointed out that invasive species not only disrupt local ecosystems, but also threaten agriculture, tourism, and the overall health of the environment. The arrival of species like Burmese pythons, lionfish, and green iguanas has created an imbalance, leading to the decline of native species and altering food chains. Musk's warnings emphasize the interconnectedness of ecological health and human well-being. He understands that the fight against climate change cannot be successful if we neglect the impact of invasive species. These organisms can exacerbate the effects of climate change by outcompeting native species that play crucial roles in carbon sequestration and maintaining ecosystem stability. For instance, when invasive plants overtake native habitats, they can reduce the area available for carbon-absorbing vegetation, ultimately contributing to increased greenhouse gas emissions. Moreover, Musk has advocated for using technology and innovation to address environmental challenges, including the threat of invasive species. His vision for a sustainable future includes harnessing advanced technologies to monitor and manage these species effectively. For example, he has suggested leveraging artificial intelligence and drones to track and control invasive populations in real time, thereby minimizing their impact on local ecosystems. This approach highlights the potential for integrating modern technology into conservation efforts, which could lead to more efficient and effective management strategies. Musk's concerns extend to the economic implications of invasive species as well. Florida's economy relies heavily on tourism, agriculture, and natural resources, all of which can be severely impacted by invasive species. By raising awareness of these issues, Musk aims to galvanize support for initiatives that protect Florida's natural heritage. This includes advocating for policy changes that prioritize the prevention and management of invasive species, as well as encouraging public participation in conservation efforts. Ultimately, Musk's warnings about invasive species serve as a call to action. He understands that protecting biodiversity is essential for a sustainable future, and that every species plays a role in maintaining ecological balance. By drawing attention to the issue of invasive species, Musk hopes to inspire individuals, communities, and governments to take proactive steps to mitigate their impact. Elon Musk's warnings about invasive species in Florida underscore a critical aspect of environmental conservation that is often overlooked. As we face multiple interconnected challenges, including climate change and biodiversity loss, addressing the issue of invasive species becomes increasingly vital. Musk's commitment to innovative solutions and his ability to mobilize public attention around these pressing issues highlight the importance of collaborative action in protecting our planet's ecosystems for future generations. By fostering awareness and promoting responsible stewardship of the environment, we can work together to mitigate the impact of invasive species and ensure the preservation of Florida's unique natural heritage for years to come. With proactive measures, public engagement, and technological innovation, there is hope for a future where native species can thrive and ecosystems can flourish despite the challenges posed by invasive species.